was a big woman.
Look, here it is. Small.
Hey.
You got lots of wife, didn't
Yeah. Hey, Willard. This looks like an archaeology group out here.
you? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It is written, and he chased them until Dan, the end. And he took them up in Dan and retained everything to his nephew. And amazing as this meeting between nephew and uncle, the nephew says to uncle, please take your salary. And Abraham.
Hey, Micah.
Michael?
Oh, it's cool.
How about that?
Micah, turn around this way.
I hate you can get my hand.
God.
Excuse me.
That's all right.
Don't swim in it like I'm trying to get over to where I can drink.
I got my hand in it. That's all. That'll do me.
That's all I can do.
I got it.
Did you get him in the background?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
it. I think I
okay.
got it. Uh-huh. Got all of them because I'm...
Can't get the man.
Allora aspetta.
Turn it back a little bit if you can.
You're way down there and they're way up there.
Well, do the best you can.
Jump in the water, BG.
Hence, in the Roman time. You know, in last November, not this November, November of last year, 1997, they stopped the dig and said, we still have some
Houses here run about $1 million a piece. They're houses people have built for
I don't know
investment.
if there are some local Arabs here, wealthy Arabs, they bought anything, I don't know really, but this is another culture, you know, another way of life. Stopped down and they went down, and he, who are you? They told, and he started to speak with them. Bringing tar, lots of tar we have on the sand. If you like to...
Out on the beach.
Out on the beach.
and boats.
This is not where we entered in last time, I don't believe. He's giving us a better tour of it this time. From the Mediterranean Sea. Oh, look at these mosaics.
If you come to me here, it's easy to see the road. You see this road, really everything here is new. See? New. See, this road goes all the way until the power station. You see the power station over there? That one? And it continues all the way to the north. All the way you go until the aqueduct. Big city. The other one, if you go the meeting between the two roads, you see the two, there's a little piece of marble pillar. You see it there? Yeah. Another 50 yards, less than 50 yards, a piece of marble pillar. You go up, a public toilet.
We saw.
Only in Ephesus. That's it. But here in the Middle East, look, this building here, leave it. The other big building covered now,
There's also a public toilet here. Mediterranean Sea. Walking into Caesarea.
That's what I thought it was. You just, be excited of this.
Crusade Church. 13th century.
harbor is here. Look where the end of the harbor. You see this green lawn was put really, I don't know if you love the idea of the Ministry of Culture. I hope you do. You know what here? All this green here, the end of the green is the water in the time of Herod the Great. If you come down, you see what the meaning of this. Come down, it's better. Perfect. Look here, the deckers here. You go all the way down the steps to the water. So the water of today is exactly where the boats used to stop in those days. Please come down. It's good to remember.
Boats used to come up this
You see all
far.
this, look where the sea line goes all the way like this. You see the edge of the debris over there? Those houses of the archaeologists, all the way like this. This is the sea line. The sea line. Look, the sea line goes all the way until the Crusade Gate. That's the Crusade Gate. Leave it. There's nothing. We don't care for the Crusaders. Leave them. You know, so this is the Roman harbor that built by Herod the Great, and he named it after his friend Sebastius Augustus. Sebastius was the title of Augustus. So the moment you leave the boat, you come first to these shops. You see these shops here? We believe really, our teachers for archaeology, I think, you respect them if you see them. There was a big market there, look there, that way. Big market for fish. You see that, those little basins there? That fish. So you fish the fish, you catch the fish, you put it there, and then you buy it fresh, you know, as much as you like. But from one of these deckers, St. Paul was deported. The second thing, remember, look at the size of the harbor. See the two fishermen with the hook over there. You see? The end of some place.
This is the harbor where Paul would have set sail to Rome from.
The piece of the floor that they found his name, Sebastius Augustus. Augustus. And look, you come from outside
Caesar.
now.
To Augustus, Caesar, as you can look and see where.
Square, like this, a square really, about 40 feet straight, 40 feet like this, 40 feet square, up in the top.
We're going down now. have his treasure in earthen vessels. Clay pots. It must have been bad about breaking them.
How do you pronounce that again, Tony?
Nymphium. This is the harbor where Paul would have gone from. We just took a view from up there just a few moments ago.
See, all this was under the sea. You see the sea here? This is the sea really. You see all these stairs, they go down to the boats. Other ones.
Let's go down to the boats.
Yeah, and maybe the boat of Paul was here, waiting for him here. Remember, he said, I am a Roman citizen, I'll go to Rome, yalla, finish.
When I just gave in to the fix this morning. You made a change here?
Well, get a shell from.
Same thing if you have your camera.
Yeah, I got my shelf last
Look at,
time.
I don't know if you can take those pillars on the walls. You see how the walls were thick walls? And those pillars are the second time used. This area here, this is really very much new discovery also. See the wall like this? The gallery was a wall like this. It's a big building here. Was a temple for Mithras. Mithras. Did you heard about Mithras? The god of the Persians. They used to celebrate for him the 25th of December each year. The way they used to celebrate for him, very strange, there's a hole in the roof. When the light is noontime exactly, so the light comes and everything is dark. And they used to finish the service only for the believers by eating food. Tables to, there's a table, really. They found a table and seats around the table. It's a dark place, light in the middle, and only the believers they have to share on that meal. And you know, they put the feast was 25th of December. So remember when Christianity took the 25th of December as the feast of the birth of Jesus? Yeah, that was the main problem between the Persians and Christianity. Why you put it like that, you know?
How do you spell the name of the god?
Mithras. Mithras.
Mithraism. Mithraism.
Oh,
M-I-T-H-R-A.
okay.
The temple of Mithras to the left.
What's that?
I'd rather buy from Arabs than Jews.
Sure. Arabs will dicker with you.
I like to do it too.
First time.
This is an enormous hippodrome.
Wasn't it?
Hippodrome's uncovered first time last year. You can see it going around. This has been the horses.
Small little cage. And that little cage where we believe the king or his dignitaries used to sit with him and the bodyguards around him there, and Paul used to be in the middle to defend himself. That's Acts 26. Usually we teach it in this place here. Look how high is the wall.
This helps get the. This is all new. Look at them fishing.
The size of the palace above the water.
Palace of Herod the Great.
Indeed, you are in the vicinity of Herod the Great palace. See the walls were until that time is taking a shot from him, you see? That is the corner, the other corner of this man here. Huge palace. And we are here in the behind the palace. And look at these little rooms behind the palace here. Please take a look at these little small
Says look to the
rooms.
rooms.
These small little rooms, they were like the cells. Cells. And if you like to put somebody in prison, in his own,
Like a prisoner cell.
you never put Paul with another prisoner, you know, because you will spoil all of them.
Could be a prison cell.
Usually put him alone. Maybe here really in one of these. So what you see is the border. Look, there's a swimming pool. Look, the swimming pool. Under the palace, you have a swimming pool. Fresh water swimming pool. So where the fresh water? From the aqueduct.
This water seeped in there, doesn't it?
Here probably have people dipping the seawater out. Not very many tourists here.
Oh, it's Friday, huh? Dad. Those who took the 2 o'clock today, let's see. Slowly.
But that's an exact rip. This is exact. That's the same. So this is really new.
The other one is reconstructed. You can put here 3,000 people. Easily to put 3,000 people
right down there.
here. And this is, as you know, Roman, the time of Herod. Rooms
Rooms for changing clothes down here.
The big, huge room so the actors change their clothes. And
Where actors would
this
change
is
their
a new
clothes.
work by the British here. You see this concrete behind you. But the Romans here, see the sandstone Roman. This is a genuine.
Genuine arch.
It's not easy really to work in the sandstone. Sandstone.
Here where we're at now is
Palestinians today,
five
they are the
cities.
descendants of the Palestinians, Arabs, Muslims, or not Muslims also, who came from Arabia.
That the people who are settling this area now
638
are
AD.
Arabians from
Philistines, they came
Arabia
from
rather
Greece
than
or from
the real Philistines.
Turkey, the Aegean Sea. Within 5 minutes, we'll be in Ben Gurion Airport. What I tell you really, especially for Abu Wain and Wain, we don't want to hear that you will not come back again. Huh? You are still young. You can do it many, many times. And I hope if I'm still young, I can do it. I will be with you all.
Near Ben Gurion. It's the airplane sitting out here.
We'll have to go through the inspection. Camera passport first. That big old white plane? That's
Lud. Ancient city of Lydda.
UPS?
I don't know.
That other one, Federal Express.
Federal.
Coming into the airport.
747.
LL. There's the airport.
I was gonna say, go ahead and go. Yeah. I don't hear anybody else down here.
Good morning. Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty when you know that.
Yeah. I like that acrylic marble. I see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think we're the last ones. I'm just gonna, on this new section here. Mike and Shane have gone to explore the toilets. This is out in front of the hotel. This morning.
Bright-eyed, but not bushy-tailed.
That's yeah.
Take a picture of the bathroom.
Yes, I did.
This is downtown Frankfurt. I think I've
In the dark.
in the dark, and I think I've missed most of it. Sitting here talking about Cokes. This group here is thrilled with the possibility of having something to drink and having ice in it. Frankfurt Airport.
Keffiah.
The fee, yeah, the Y has to have the fee.
This is a big airport.
So you don't have time to get something in the state.
I think we go that way. Nice and cool out here this morning. You can hear the roar of our wheels. To Lufthansa. It's almost 8 o'clock. We take off at 10 o'clock. We're going through the airport here. It's like a mall in here. Taxiing down to our gateway of A55. Mike is ready to go home. It's taking us 20 minutes to get here. There's the shoppers.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Now, we're at our gate A55. Makes you wonder if this over here is going to be our plane. I'm on row 42G. We're back near the back of the plane.
We're sitting in Frankfurt Airport, waiting to take off. Press the record button again. The engines are cranking up. There's a U.S. Air Force plane.
sunshine.
I don't think they're like us eating peanut butter and crackers out.
I don't think so either. We don't see anything bad with that.
Well, it's just best not to.
Yeah. Like what I just said to me. They back to the other places.
Hope I can get through these raindrops.
I think so. They'll slide right off the side here.
Taking off. Let's see how steady I can go with this thing. Come on, pull it up. There we go. Here's that river.
Be our flight pattern. When you go up the Rhine River, go up probably near Dusseldorf, Amsterdam. $4,554 miles. Did you see that?
Wow.
show the gross food. Everybody picks at it. That was supposed to be chicken, and I'm not sure what else. Let's see what's the height, temperature, ground speed. As you can see, we're headed toward Reykjavik. Close to it. Past Glasgow. That's Micah. Shows where we're going. What ocean?
That's ocean? Canada. Canada?
Probably some of Nova Scotia.
No, that's sort of South Carolina out there.
Yeah, a ton of ice out there.
That's South Carolina, isn't it, Tony?
Must be snowing.
It's like Antarctica.
Well, let's see where we're at here. Yeah, we're over Canada somewhere.
We didn't go that way coming.
Hey, we're going over Chicago.
Yeah, that's it. We fought through Chicago.
Yeah, we went up by Washington, D.C., New York.
Seems like we fought kind of out of the way though, doesn't it?
Looks like about another 2 hours.
About 2.5. miles.
It's 11:32.
How come we slowed down? We're on a run at 485. We were up to about 530. You can see now it's... Well, let's focus, camera. It's 11:09 our time. Going back up there.
Just got a royal flood.
We're fixing to go over the Great Lakes. Right now we're in Canada. looks like it's to go to Appalachian Mountains. Still got another 4-hour drive, dude.
To get out of this smelly airplane.
We're about on the level with Nashville right now.
They ought to just drop us off.
Starting our descent.
Appalachians and southeastern Tennessee. Right there is Rodney driving down the road. Let me zoom up on it. Right there he is. Turquoise color water. We're on our descent into Atlanta.
After Petra Micah, he's
okay.
There's a lot of food and cokes consumed on this thing and ever toured. I wonder how they keep their budget up. You think I bet each one of us drank about 4 of those things, and 200 people, that's 800 of them cokes. Run a story.
descending into Atlanta,
Yeah, there's the airport, that yellow.
coming in the northwest.
It's like those buildings move. If it didn't move, you would have it break. So it's flexible. I think it's fogging up the windshield.
The cargo
There we go.
containers.
There we go.
It's the city of Atlanta in the distance. Skyline. Right underneath the plane.
Well, you can see it now. Only a few.
There's the skyline of Atlanta.
Where? Where?
We'll see it in the distance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see it. All the buildings and stuff. Yeah, I see it. Get that. You zoom in or something. Yeah.
Okay, we're descending rather rapidly.
All the towers. Well, we're real down there now.
Willard, did you run out? There is no way to keep this camera steady.
Well, sort of like sunglasses.
There's the airport. And there's touchdown.
I think you did a good job.
Ooh, now.
Yes, they go caught big when they go down.
UPS.
They're
Airborne.
used to it. Every time you'd have a good landing, everybody give a clap. Yeah. Hey, we're back. Mike said he's gonna get out and kiss the ground. Holy ground. We're airborne. I think we're the only ones to clap. Everybody's like, hey. Shorts on the
Look, Atlanta is a big Delta hub.
Shorts on the ground.
AirTran. Closer than I would have liked.
Captain Lawrence and his crew like to say goodbye to you now. Thank you for flying with us.
We know you as family. Oh, that was a glitch there, didn't it? We're so used to staying together, we can't.
Without each other.
Petra, the immortal city lying in the midst of the natural beauty of southern Jordan, a monument and witness to the oldest Arab civilization known to man, dating back to well over 2,000 years ago. Petra is the city of the Nabateans, carved in rocks. It is a blend of the work of art and the beauty of nature that is beyond words to describe. The city of Petra is a marvel reflecting the pinnacle of artistic innovation at a time when there was no tools or technology. It evolved into a unique human civilization, creating a healthy society that cherished and cared for its citizens, looked forward to the horizons of the future, and subjected natural forces to be utilized by skilled craftsmen who were behind the making of the miracle. The city was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom in the most prosperous era ever witnessed in this part of the world before the birth of Christ. The beauty of Petra has attracted thousands of visitors and tourists from all over the world. Perhaps the most enjoyable hours for the tourist is the way this magnificent city can be entered. There is no access to the ancient sites of Petra by car or vehicle transport. One has to walk or ride a horse or camel. There are many well-fitted horses at the Petra rest house, specially used for this purpose. Since the very first moments you enter this historic city, you come face to face with its ancient sites, the first being Bab al-Siq, where you can see the large water reservoir and the Nabatean graves cut from large rocks set at the highest points in the city. The Nabateans kept water in the reservoir, and the water flows easily through rock-cut channels to empty into a large pool in the city center near the palace tomb. As you start the gradual descent into Petra, through the Bab al-Siq area, you pass through the obelisk tomb and the triclinium. The triclinium was used as funerary banqueting hall to commemorate the passing of the dead. One can notice here the strong Egyptian influence on Nabatean art in paying homage to the death. The Nabateans built a dam at the east end of the Siq to prevent water floods from ravaging the city center. With the beginning of the journey to Petra, you literally start a trip into the ancient history of mankind. Petra can only be entered from a narrow 1,002-meter-long road. It is a steep valley lying between two mountains. It constituted a natural protection for the kingdom of the Nabateans. As you go along, you can see the rock-carved canal used to transport water from the reservoir to the city center, and the clay pipes used to transport fresh water. On the two sides of the entrance to the Siq, you can see rock-carved statues for the Nabatean gods, also Greek and Nabatean carvings. These are certainly moments of joy one could live far back in ancient history. The Siq ends in front of Al-Khazne, or the pharaoh's treasury. Local inhabitants believed that Al-Khazne held the pharaoh's treasure. El-Khazna is a beautiful and well-preserved example of the Middle Eastern Hellenistic architecture. It was a monumental tomb built for a Nabatean king, perhaps Al-Harith III, in the 1st century before Christ. It was probably used later as a temple to venerate and worship the king's memory, who led the Nabatean kingdom into an era of economic prosperity and social justice. Along both sides of the outer Sikh are several large tombs, including a row of 6 tomb facades to the right, ending with the tomb of the 17 graves carved into the walls. In the area, there are also the streets of the facades, where there are 44 tombs with facades and scores of smaller graves clinging along 4 streets. There is also a theater capable of accommodating 7,000 spectators, where festivals and conferences were held. It was built in the era of the king Al-Harith IV and was destroyed in an earthquake in the year 363 AD. Continuing descent to the city center, you can see the royal tombs and the royal court, where trials were held. The courtyard has 2 rows of columns which form 2 cloisters flanking the entrance, while the facade has 4 large columns and several niches which once held busts. The court can be reached through a stairway and is an 18 by 15 meter chamber with 3 entrances. It has special rooms for judges and court officials. As you reach the Roman street, known as the Petra Market, where business was transacted, you can see a street surrounded with columns. Behind the street, there are 1-story or 2-story buildings. The area was a center for various commercial activities since the 3rd century BC. It was essential in making Petra an important business center between China, India, and Egypt. Near the Roman street, modern-day excavations revealed a new Roman city submerged by an earthquake and other natural disasters. Across the Roman street, there is the Qasr al-Binat Temple, a palace for the pharaoh's daughter built around 30 AD and is the most impressive stone-built structure at Petra. It still stands over 23 meters high on a raised podium. On the way from the city to Aldair, you come across the Temple of the Winged Lions, first built in 27 AD and dedicated to a Nabatean goddess. Some vaulted rooms added to the temple housed workshops for marble workers, metal workers, and painters who were involved in the remodeling of the temple in the 1st century. The 45-minute ascent on foot to the Aldair is probably Petra's most enjoyable experience, combining several important Nabatean monuments with some spectacular natural scenery. The path passes through a shortcut rock corridor reaching the Hermitage, an elevated chamber with many carved crosses. As you reach Aldair, a 1st century AD Nabatean temple, which was chosen in the highest place in the city and was put to use by the Romans later on, you can see that its 40 by 50 meter facade is the biggest in Petra. And there, processions and ceremonies were held by worshippers. On the road of the high place of sacrifice, there is the Pharaoh's Column, a statue the Romans brought with them from Egypt, indicating the close relationship between Petra and the pharaohic civilization of Egypt. The high place of the sacrifice stands on the southern side of the Roman street behind Qasr al-Binet. As we go through Wadi al-Habis, we can see several Roman tombs, from which is the Roman soldier monument and the guest house. In it, funeral banqueting was held. In the same path, we see the Lion Fountain. Then we reach the high place of sacrifice, and there sacrifices were given to the gods. There is also another street leading to the sacrifice place, taking 40 minutes ascent on foot. These are some of the landmarks of Petra, the city that is rich in its ancient heritage and which tells the story of an early period of human civilization, though many of its landmarks still need to be explored and discovered.
I've been coming back to Petra for the last 35 years, and this summer was our 13th season of excavation, because archaeology and tourism are two things that go hand in hand in Jordan. Archaeology uncovers the history, the background, all the things that tourists like to see as well as archaeologists like to see. Petra has a long history that is part of the history and tradition of Jordan itself. Not only is it for foreign visitors, but it's for the people of Jordan, because behind the archaeologist lies the window that opens into the past, and that past is part of Jordan's tradition. It's part of the tradition of the Western world as well, because Petra was the site of the capital city of the Nabateans, a group of Bedouin who came out of the desert from the south, established themselves at Petra, and created the greatest commercial kingdom that the Middle East knew at that point in history, the period of the early Roman days, the period of Augustus Caesar, and then later on. Over 1,000 sites were controlled by the Nabateans, and they brought to the Western world the riches of the East: frankincense, myrrh, silk, spices, gems, controlling about 25% of the gross national product of Rome by the Augustan age. The city itself is a fantastic place, not only for its natural beauty, but for the over 800 monuments that were carved from stone through the years. The ancient city lies largely under the sand at the moment, and that's where the archaeologist comes in. Because as the tourist comes in, the tourist has to visualize a bustling city with people in the streets, with the shops open, with all the clamor of a Middle Eastern city. On the 19th of May in the year 363 AD, the entire city was shaken by an earthquake and destroyed, and a great civilization came to an end. And it's that civilization that people still come to see, and the archaeologists come to uncover for them once again.
A visitor can spend one or more nights in Petra, where all tourist services are available. The manager of Farm Hotel, Mr. Ali Bishe, says the hotel is always operating at full capacity and it plans to expand so it could accommodate the increasing numbers of tourists.
My name is Vivian Barry, and I'm from the United States. I'm a photojournalist. I came here first to Petra 3 years ago as a tourist and loved it so much that since then I have come back on assignment for several United States magazines. I work primarily concerning the Bedouin and the people that live around Petra and the general area here. When one comes to Petra, one sees several young people tending goats and wandering through the site, and if one gets a chance to speak to them, the richness of the experience is definitely enhanced by the hospitality and charm of the people that live here all the time.
Perhaps what is also important when visiting Petra is to get acquainted with the local customs and traditions of the local inhabitants, customs and traditions that have evolved over many centuries. This is Petra, the beautiful history and the legacy of human civilization. Captures the souls of those who visit it. Petra is a chance of a lifetime, an unforgettable experience that enriches your knowledge of human history throughout the time.